LSD for you and me. We're playing a game called LSD. Hey folks, I'm CPC Gamer, and that was a simply wonderful song about playing LSD. For you and me, apparently. I don't know. Oh, but this is a pretty nice tune, so go for that. And I'm not sure where I am exactly. Oh, it's Kyoto. Fun times. Alright, what am I going to do today? I have no idea. We're in that time of year where it's entirely too hot to think straight, which is double trouble, because I have a hard enough time keeping my head in gear at the best of times, so... who even knows? Is there a bit of a polygon missing? Oh, it's just Zed fighting. And wait to let me see through the bridge too, game. That's one of those weird sentences that only makes sense when you begin to say it. You know? Like, if you actually pass the sentence, it falls apart. It's like using the word like in a sentence. And I was like, yes. That's a ridiculous sentence. Although, right, it does remind me of one of the most bizarre sentences I've ever heard, outside of my own demented ramblings anyways, in which the girl who is speaking used the word like 5 times in a row, and apparently the sentence still made sense. Bonus points if you guys can work out how she did it. By the way... What? I wanted to see if that weird wall face did... well, anything, if anything. And apparently it made me double back on myself to land on the same map as the one that I started in. Like, same gradient skybox and everything. Well, the only course of action here is to go and find that face and go do it again. Observable, testable hypotheses that can be repeated. This game is apparently science now. Oh, and thank you for not spawning the Grey Man game. I mean, I know I'm tempting fate by running around a lot. Is this Kyoto's music? Oh, it is! Same skybox, too. Have I found a static linking point? I think I have done. I should make a wiki with this knowledge. You know, I kinda want to try that again, but... where on earth are those tappy footstep noises coming from? I mean, it's meant to be the Tengu, but I... see nothing. Well, anyways, let's push on, see how it goes. You know, random little bit of information. Usually, when I play LSD, I have music running on my PC, and I tend to focus on listening to that. Quite by chance, I ended up hearing some of the amazing music in the last batch of videos, so this time round, I'm hearing nothing but game audio. And now I'm even more curious what's going on with the footsteps. And whatever they were coming from has... moved, apparently. I mean, I did not... Backing up right now! Away I go! Don't want to speak to that guy right now. Although, you know, I did have an idea about the Grey Man. What if he is representative of another player? Like a Shade in the Soul series or something like that. I mean, it does rather rely on this game taking place in a simulation, and damn, he looks weird strolling through the streets in the draw distance. Wouldn't you agree, Buddha? I'm absolutely sure that you do. But no, I like the idea that Grey Man is just some random Dan going through the same motions that you are, and the touching him makes the simulation bug out, which is why your flashback option vanishes. And I absolutely meant to link just now, by the way, because this gives me a chance to give you the rule for this batch of videos. Whenever I go to the natural world, and it would be convenient to do so, I'm throwing myself off the edge. I haven't done it very often, and it'll help out to make the game a little more varied. Are the birds moving? I'm sure I asked that last time, and the answer was no last time, but never hurts to check. Unless you want to check what broken glass tastes like. I mean, I think it might hurt to check that, but... You know something? As crazy as I bill myself, I'm not that bad. Well, apparently I'm back here with deep blue skies and everything. Okay, now I'm gonna go and find that face again. I think. I mean, it depends on me being able to navigate the streets of Kyoto, which is... kinda difficult. You know? I mean, I've only been doing this for, like, 3 years. Or whatever it is. Is the river this way? I don't know. This is the problem with doing LSD in fits and starts like I do. Everything I put into my head while playing, it falls out the next time I come to need it. I mean, it's the same problem that I have with exams and stuff. I'm just gonna link with you, speed things along a little bit. But yeah, with my SATs, my GCSEs, A-levels, A2 levels, my degree, all of these involved exams that I passed by balancing a little bit of information on my head, like a book in a posture lesson, and then I just spat it onto the page as soon as I could and promptly let go of it like... Well, if that was anything to go by, like some guy on the internet mixing 4 analogies in a single sentence. Whatever. My point is, I learned nothing. And now I choose to link with the statue over here. I forget if I did that in this playthrough, so the game won't be expecting it. And, you know, from the sounds of this music, I'm back in danger, and I am backing away, and I am not talking to you. Oh, hey. Yeah, let's go see what Godzilla Rocks is up to. What's going on with your face, dude? Oh! Oh, I see! Okay, so... I mentioned before that there's a creepy image in the texture sheet for this map. It looks like a bear with nails in its eyes. That's how they skinned Godzilla Ox's face! Ha! I learned something today! And so did you. Ironically, too, since I was just now talking about how I didn't learn anything from studying. You know, his model and skin, they kind of make a lot more sense if you look at them like this, but I don't think I'm going to stick around and wait for him to do anything of note. I'm going to explore. I'm going to find that face, perhaps. And you know what? I don't feel as bad about running, because I know where the Grey Man is, and it's not here. Oh! Okay, kinda embarrassing. That one made me jump a little bit. Well played, game. You know, I'm sure I've mentioned this before, especially in these videos, but that was an example of startling rather than scaring. Like, it's not a distinction that a lot of modern horror games make, and that's a shame, because it's easy enough to do, but it's ultimately not very scary. Also, I'm heading downstairs to see if I can get the spaceman to spawn down here. Like, I've never seen it happen, but I've been told you can do it by screwing around at the bar. Anyway, yeah, it's something I've talked about in great detail in these videos, and I've actually written about it a lot in the past. Like, when I was in college, I wrote a paper for my English class on the subject of horror games, specifically dissecting Silent Hill 2, because it's one of the best. And the ultimate conclusion was that, hey, here's an analysis of all the scary stuff, here's the bit that I think is scary and why, but it's still impossibly tough to clarify what is and is not scary. And I feel like the point of linking me like that was the game pointing out I should probably end the shaggy dog tale and go do something else. I don't know, got me an A star with merit. And if I took English as anything other than a super easy dumb subject, that would probably mean something. Where's the opera singer? Like, this is something right out of my nightmares. Just a huge pounding sound that pervades everything and never goes away. Laughter is a pretty bad one for that kind of a nightmare, by the way. Although with that said, a lot of my nightmares lately have been getting creative with ways of hurting apparently innocent bystanders. Like, the kind of thing where I wake up and I go, man, what is wrong with you, brain? I mean, that is messed up. Okay, do you know something embarrassing, right? I thought this bit right here was a 2D plane, and it had glitched out rather than being a little step-up platform. And of course I enjoy standing on it like a cat or something. Which would make sense, because I'm a cat person, and the cat internet is full of cat people. Everybody on the internet is cat people. Like, you ever wonder if the reason the internet is full of cat people is because all of the dog people are, like, outside, walking their dogs and socializing? And, you know, I was gonna see if you guys would march through the wall, but I guess you won't. This place is very quiet today. Yeah, look at that, not even the Ferris wheel has shown up. And there are few things more depressing than broken down fairground rides. I wonder... Do you reckon you can call the fairground video even though the wheel itself isn't there? I'm gonna go ahead and say very probably not. Oh, hey there, Mr. Sun. You're looking super happy today. And redundant, because there's a second sun right beside you. I reckon I could probably make a joke here if I knew about video games that were released at some point beyond the 90s. Wait, what is this music? Do you hear this? Aww. Is that a link or the end of the dream? Oh, it's the end of the dream. Okay. Man, that was a super long one, and... I don't know, I guess I've ruined all the static in Kyoto at the start with the random nonsense later on? Was that only my first dream of the night? Well, you really do lose track of time when you get into this. Alright, let's have another one. See how it goes. Well, I hear music, so this isn't going to be a quick thing. And this could be our last dream of the night. Oh, it's the pagoda as well, which... I mean, I always call it the pagoda, but internally, this place is called Moonlight Tower. It makes sense, right? I mean, it's a tower, the supermoon is right outside, and there's usually literally nothing else on the map, except for maybe that dragon-looking thing on occasion. Is this thing taller than... Oh, never mind. I guess I got lost in thought, you know, it's unfamiliar territory, etc, etc, etc. So, I've heard that the dragon thing sometimes spawns just, like, out here on the balcony. I personally have only ever seen it spawn out there in the black space. Like, if it ever spawns at all, which it hardly ever does. And I see no reason not to jump down the pit, see what it does to the RNG. Secondary rule. I'm not above throwing myself down some readily accessible pits. Like, it doesn't have to be on the overworld. I mean, if the game's not giving me new squares, then that's good enough reason to not do it. Ah, well, what can you do? Now, I wonder how many times I've said that since I began doing this. I think I can stand to go for one more day. Could be an extra long video, could be average length. That's just one of the dangers of playing LSD. There's no set stopping point like, you know, the end of a level or whatever. I just play until I want to stop playing, and I immediately want to create yesterday's video. Or last night's dream, I should say. It's too hot for this kind of thing. Oh, and I certainly shouldn't have said that it is illegal. Ah, whatever. We got no sign of the dragon. I mean, I mentioned the dragon can apparently spawn on the balcony up here. Like, every time I've seen it, I think perhaps the only time I've seen it, I only remember one instance in this playthrough when it happened. I looked up to see outside the tower before the walls had spawned in, maybe I need to be on the balcony first, and then it will spawn. I don't know. And I don't think this is going to be the pit. Instead, it's a metric bucket load of nope. You know, I don't like the idea of running towards him as a means of escape. Like, my gut instinct is to put as much distance between him and myself as possible. And heading towards him just doesn't seem right. But still, as before, I know where he is now, so I can try not to worry. And you know, the fact that that happened as soon as I was running from somebody who is widely believed to be a sexual predator, rather disturbing if you think about it too much. Which I choose not to do. I choose to hit play again and, you know, see what the next dream brings. Wasn't it just now I was saying that last night would be the last night? Alright, are you kidding me, game? Well, you all know how this is gonna go. Up to the top and sidestepping right into the pillar. And, of course, keeping my eyes up just in case a demon spawns. Which it likely will not do, because this is meant to be the same as the last 2 nights, in which nothing interesting happened. Not even the commentary. Womp womp. Although, come to think of it, every time I've begun in the pagoda, the dream has been pretty short, with all things considered. I wonder if this means something. Like, not with the alien theory, necessarily, but, you know, is going up the tower related to shorter dreams? And if so, why? Alright, sidestepping into the pillar. Thus far, it has taken me to Kyoto and the pit. So let's see where I've gone. When I don't recognize the music... Oh, well, forget whatever it is I had to say, right? Man, here you think you found something, and the game, it just shuns you for thinking you're making sense of it. Got a new square, though, and something else to think about. In any case, join us next time for some more LSD, and until next time, goodbye!